It's been a little over 1 month since I started my YouTube channel, so I decided to share with you guys some of my experiences, but also some of my recommendations. I know that there's many of you out there that are also thinking about starting your own YouTube channel, but either don't know how to start, or don't have the equipment needed to start filming videos, or just don't have the courage to stand in front of the camera. So since 1 month is behind me, I decided to do a small retrospective and reflect on both the positive but also the negative aspects I experienced so far, but also more importantly focus on the potential opportunities that I see in order to grow my channel and improve the quality of the content that I deliver to you guys. This retrospective is based on my own observations, but also on the feedback that you guys gave me in the video comments, but also over Twitter. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank all of you guys for actually making time to give me all that feedback, because it really helps me to improve my work. So as I already said, next to the opportunities, I also want to share with you guys a couple of recommendations when starting your own YouTube channel. And you're probably also now thinking like, yeah, but what kind of recommendations can you actually give us? You're just a small YouTube channel. Well, I believe that my recommendations can be very relevant for anyone who is either planning to start a YouTube channel or has just started with a YouTube channel. And mainly because the channels that are already out there and explain you how to start are already a couple of thousand subscribers away from their starting position. So actually they're giving you recommendations from a totally different, more experienced perspective. But before I do the retrospective, let's first take a look at how I did so far. So here's a small recap of my previous month. And I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys here and show you all of my YouTube analytics. So in terms of watch time, views and subscribers, I was able to achieve 16k minutes of watch time, 7.5k views, and also my subscriber list grew to 180 subscribers as of today when filming this video. As you can see, one of my most viewed videos is the video where I covered the latest Android OS, being Android Pie. And you're also probably asking now yourself, why did I get so many views? Well, because I talked about Android Pie just a couple of days ago before it got released. So a lot of people came to watch the video just to get informed about the latest features. Okay, now since you guys have some context in terms of my progress so far, let me do a small reflection on my channel, and let's first start with some of the positive aspects or the things that I believe I'm currently doing well. One of the first things that I would like to address is content. I have a lot of ideas in my mind and a lot of things that I want to talk about, and I'm really doing my best to deliver it to you guys in a really clear and concise manner. The second thing that I want to address is video production and editing. I believe that in a really short time period I was able to get a good hang of video editing, and I watched just 1 or 2 Final Cut Pro tutorials to learn some of the basics, and by just learning the basics I already have a feeling that I learned a lot and that I can actually do a lot with that. And of course I'm gonna leave a link to the tutorial in the video description below. And the third thing that I would like to address is community. So I really do my best to be as active as possible on social media and to post some of the latest tech news, and of course to engage in conversations with you guys. So I would say that those are the 3 main things that I believe I'm doing currently in a good way. But let's also talk about some of the things that I believe I'm not so great at. So let's start to talk about one of the probably most obvious things, me being stiff in front of the camera. So I'm not really used to be in front of the camera and talk to the camera, so I believe that it will just take me some time to get accommodated, and I believe as well that over time I should hopefully get just better and better. The second thing would be lack of time. As some of you guys already know that I talked to with, I have a full-time job, so making YouTube videos is actually happening mostly during evening hours after work or during the weekend. And the third thing, which I actually already solved, is the bad lighting in my room. So far in my first videos you saw that I was shooting them mainly in the living room / kitchen because of the better lighting conditions. But the problem was because I work usually till 6 in the evening. By the time when I get home, the lighting conditions are also not that great anymore there, so I was really limited to work during the weekends. So as you see, I have now two softbox lights, which will now enable me to actually produce my videos at any time of the day. And the last thing would be social media, because I believe I'm not present on all relevant social media channels. Currently, I'm mainly active on Twitter, and I'm not really fully using the potential of Facebook and Instagram. So I think I'm missing a lot of opportunity there as well. And now let's also talk about the opportunities that I see for my channel and myself. And one of the first things here would be to do more in terms of my channel branding. And I'm mainly thinking here in terms of creating a logo, creating an intro animation, choosing music, because some of you guys also told me, mainly on Twitter, that you are really missing some background music. So that's definitely something that I'm planning to add to my videos. The next thing would be something quite tied to the fact that I get also a bit nervous in front of the camera, would be to work on my vocal expression. And that's something that a lot of you guys mentioned in the video comments as well on Twitter. You guys mainly mentioned that I should put a bit more energy in my voice because it would make the storytelling a bit more dynamic. But just like with me being nervous in front of the camera, I believe that it will take some time until I get used to it, and with time I hope I'm gonna be better and better at it. And the last thing would be to be more present on other social media accounts. I have already created an Instagram account, but I haven't been actively using it. But I'm planning actually to change that and to become more active there as well. So make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, and you can find my Instagram handle as well in the video description. I'll also make a Facebook page, so stay tuned for that as well. So as I said in the beginning of this video, I promised to share with you guys a couple of recommendations in case you want to start your own YouTube channel. In order to make all of this a bit more digestible, I divided these recommendations into 3 categories, being content, production, and community. So let's immediately start with the first one, being content. In terms of content, my first recommendation would be to stay on top of the latest news and hot topics. As you know, getting views and subscriptions on YouTube isn't that easy and will require some time. If you want to speed up that, you want to get discovered as soon as possible. And to increase your chances of getting discovered, you want to talk about the latest trends in terms of the specific domain about which your channel is actually talking about. So for example, in my case, since my channel is about digital trends and technology, it would be staying on top of the latest tech news. In your situation, what could you potentially do is, for example, if your channel is talking about gaming, you could talk about the latest game releases, or for example, if your channel is talking about sports, you could talk about the latest sports news or upcoming matches and so on. So in general, your goal is to talk about the latest topics in order to potentially increase your views, which could then potentially lead to new subscribers. So my next recommendation in terms of content would be to maintain your pace and momentum. If you're already talking about the latest trends and topics, it's important to maintain your momentum and to create videos on a regular basis. This can also help your subscribers exactly know when they can expect a new video from you. I would recommend you to create videos on a weekly basis at least, or potentially if you have the opportunity to create even more, let's say 2 to 3 or even more videos per week. Again, keep in mind that with every single video that you create, you actually increase your chances of getting discovered by new people on YouTube. And that's exactly what you want to do when you just start with your YouTube channel. So my third recommendation here would be in terms of video naming. As I already said in the beginning, your main goal is to get discovered by as many people as possible. So when naming your videos, you should make sure that you include the most searched keywords that are relevant for your video. My suggestion would be that in the beginning you take a more search optimized way when naming your videos, and then on a later stage when you already have a certain subscriber base, then you have the opportunity to go a bit more crazy with the video names. But in the beginning, as I said, now you really want to focus on get discovered by as many people as possible, and then to potentially convert them into subscribers. So the next cluster of recommendations would be production, and my first advice here would be to start with the equipment that you already have. And this especially applies in terms of the camera. Just start with your smartphone camera to create videos. I'm a perfect example of it because I'm using my Samsung Galaxy S8 and I created all of my previous videos so far with it, and I'm very pleased with the results. Smartphone cameras can deliver today really good video quality, and even if your smartphone camera isn't that good, just by playing a bit with the lights in your room, you can get excellent results. The same can be applied also for video editing software. There's plenty of free software out there, and you can also do some basic editing on your smartphone. Again, it really depends from the type of videos that you want to create. My recommendation here would be to focus more on the content than on the production quality. Mainly because if you're able to tell a story in a really concise and clear way, I believe that people will easily drop a like and also subscribe. I'm not saying that production quality isn't important, but in my opinion, production is something that can come on a later stage as you progress and also develop your style. My next recommendation here would be not to invest too much money in the beginning. Even if you decide to buy some equipment, trust me, it doesn't have to be expensive equipment or professional equipment. As I said, I also started with my smartphone and just bought a smartphone tripod, which I will also link in the description below. So really try to keep your investments low in the beginning because you just started with YouTube and you're probably also a bit experimenting to see if YouTube is something for you. I'm not saying that you should give up easily, but also let's be realistic here. Some of you will lose interest over time or maybe discover that YouTube isn't something for you. So in the end, you don't want to invest too much money into expensive equipment and then lose interest in 3 months and then you just have expensive equipment lying around and collecting dust. My last recommendation here would be to focus on the essentials. As I already said, you want to focus on creating as much content as possible so that you increase your chances of getting discovered by others. And here your biggest enemy will actually be overdoing things and perfection. I'm talking about my personal experience because I often tend to do so. So my recommendation here would be not to lose too much time on creating, for example, branding assets like a logo or an intro animation, or for example to shoot really complex scenes and then also to edit them on a later stage. As I said, your priority here is really to focus on the essentials, so to get the content out there. And trust me also that people who view your videos, they will understand and they won't expect that your videos are perfect because they see that you just started. So as said, get the videos out there as soon as possible because it will help you stay motivated and it will also contribute to the feeling of self-accomplishment. So the last thing that I want to talk about here is community, and the first recommendation here is to connect with your community. So what this means is to use every single opportunity to connect with your viewers and your followers. So every time you talk about something, be it on social media or on YouTube, always ask your viewers about their opinion. Try to engage in a conversation with them because it gives you the opportunity to learn more about them, but it also gives them the opportunity to learn more about you. Communication here really has to go in both directions. My next recommendation here would be to ask for feedback because feedback is one of the best things that you can get when you just start with your channel. Mainly because in the beginning you're probably also a bit experimenting with different things ranging from the way how you tell your story to the way how you edit your videos, and by asking your viewers about feedback, it really helps you to narrow down a specific style that will fit both your viewers and also yourself. So whenever you have a chance, ask your viewers for feedback and go through every single piece of feedback that you get. And I'm not saying that you should just only read the feedback, I'm also saying that you should create an action plan based on that feedback. My last recommendation here would be to be present on relevant social media channels. I cannot stress this enough, because when you just start with YouTube, your videos won't get easily discovered by others, because on YouTube there's really a lot. Therefore, you have to make use of other channels that will make your videos get discovered by other people, and that's actually where social media comes into place. So immediately in the beginning, create relevant social media accounts depending from the type of content that you actually talk about on YouTube. So on social media, you have the opportunity to directly talk with people and then invite them to take a look at your videos and then potentially subscribe. But also make sure that you don't use social media to constantly bombard people with your YouTube channel and your YouTube videos, because some people might find that really annoying. My last recommendation here is a bonus recommendation, and that's patience and persistence. And that's something that probably a lot of you guys will be faced with when you just start your YouTube channel. Not every single thing that you do will exactly go the way how you want it to be. So for example, there's gonna be a lot of things that will take time, for example, video scripting and video editing, and in the end they probably also won't end up as you wanted them to be. Also, in the beginning, don't take famous YouTubers that actually inspired you to start your YouTube channel as benchmarks, and then don't be disappointed if your videos don't have the same kind of quality as theirs, because keep in mind that those guys have thousands of hours of experience behind them. And trust me, in the beginning it's very important that you keep your expectations realistic, because this is a problem that every single YouTuber went through when starting their channels. As a good example, take one of the most famous tech YouTubers, Marques Brownlee, who had 78 subscribers when he already pushed 100 videos out there, but his persistence and also his love for the thing that he was doing kept him going and motivated constantly. So today he has close to 7 million subscribers. So just keep that in mind. Okay guys, this is gonna be it for this video. I really hope that my recommendations were helpful and that they maybe motivated you to start your own YouTube channel. Also, in the video comments below, let me know if you liked it. Also, in the video comments, let me know if these kind of videos are interesting for you, or if you would like me to deep dive into a certain topic. If you like this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. And I will see you guys in the next one, so take care.